Hello, so it is currently December 23rd, and yesterday I officially started The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin. This is the final book in our N.K. Jemisin read-along series, which is so crazy to me, and already I'm loving it even more so than I think I loved The City We Became at first. I'm currently on chapter 5, which is page 91. I'm going to be reading more of it today as I get some graphics done for content stuff this week, so I can have everything prepped, especially before the holidays, so that I don't have to worry about it really at all. But yeah, so basically what's happening in this one is at the very beginning, which this is going to contain some spoilers for what happens in The City We Became, so I'm going to mark that here. Note that if you would like to skip this part, but basically we're going to get into the main plot of the story. But essentially what happens is that one of our people that is involved in New York, I think it's Queens, basically, she gets approached by an entity that essentially lets her know that the city is under attack again. The city of New York's under attack again, just like it was in The City We Became. And now there's an even bigger threat because it looks like there is a mayoral election coming up where essentially one of the people that is running for mayor is this like Donald Trump-esque person, you know, wanting to shut down the border, wanting to expel every non-white American that there is in the world, things like that. So there is some thought that that person may be somehow involved in the things that are going on in the city, specifically like the more magical science fiction-esque types, but we're not 100% sure. But basically what's going on is that one of our other characters then, who is Brooklyn is a politician and is essentially looking to place their name in for becoming mayor to hopefully run against this person. That's basically all we figured out. But yeah, so really excited about that. It's a lot shorter than I was expecting it to be. The City We Became was, I think, almost 500 pages, and this is like 352 pages. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know like what's gonna happen in the next like, you know, less than 300 pages, but I'm excited nonetheless. So yeah, so like I said, today I've got a lot of content stuff I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna be listening to the audiobook while I get those done. Basically though, I also do need to film a couple of videos, which I think I'm gonna wait to do until almost last minute because one of them is my 5-star reads for the year, which I don't want to do right now with there being still over a week left of the year. And I also don't want to do my goals for 2024 as of yet until I get a little bit closer again. So this is probably the only video that's gonna go out next week. Maybe. I kind of failed at Vlogmas this year because I got too busy and I just never got around to filming a lot of stuff with it. So it is what it is. Anyway, so I'm gonna go pop on the audiobook for a while and get some graphics and stuff done, so I will see you guys later when I've made more progress. I'll probably come in when I'm about halfway through. It's about like 175 pages. Yeah, we'll say 175 pages. So I'll read like another like 85 pages basically, and we'll come back and figure out what's going on. Hello, so I'm not quite sure where I last left you, but I think it was when I started The World We Make, and it's actually a couple days since I finished The World We Make. I am so bad at vlogging recently, you guys. I apologize, but it is what it is. So, finished The World We Make. I think I loved this more than the first one. I gave the first book, The City We Became, 5 out of 5 stars. World We Make, 5 out of 5 stars, but I think I love this so much more. And mainly because I feel like that I just really loved the way that the story came together, and especially all the cities came together. I also really appreciated the exploration of Island and how, you know, even though she, you know, did these bad things, they were still willing to forgive her in some ways, but in other ways they also couldn't forgive her because of her prejudice and because of her racism and other isms that are involved with her. And I also really did like the exploration of the relationship between Neek and Manny, but I didn't necessarily feel like it was necessary. I didn't feel like it was 100% needed, but I did appreciate it, and I appreciated the things that were discussed within it, especially about them as entities and how that would work and all that. But again, I just didn't feel like it was 100% necessary, but I did still enjoy it. And then the other thing I really enjoyed was seeing Bronca getting, you know, a relationship. That was fun. That made me very happy to see. So there were so many great things about this. And I also really like how the story, I know for a lot of people, probably doesn't feel like it really ended, and it kind of just feels more open. And I think that that's kind of the point, because what I really appreciated with the overall ending of this is that, you know, there is no real like end to a battle between good and evil. There's always going to be battles between good and evil in every capacity. And I really appreciated how not only did we get a bit of a resolution in terms of solving the issue that there was within this world, but it also was a little bit more open-ended, where like you don't really know if things are going to pan out the way that they expect it to. You don't really know if things are going to stay the way that they have it set up to be now, kind of thing. Cities are always changing, things are always changing, things are so fluid anymore that I really appreciated that this kind of felt like there would be some fluidity in the time going forward. And I also really appreciated that Queens, she got a lot more of, I think, like an actual story. We got a lot more substance to her in this book than I think we got in the first book. And I just really appreciated that, because she's a really interesting character. And like, yes, she is like really honed in on the mathematical side of things, but like that's where we bring in kind of like the math and science behind what exactly is going on, the idea of the multiverse, the idea of, you know, the city basically having become so big and so vast and powerful that it is transcending essentially what we know in reality. And so I really appreciated that that was what was looked into, to bring in more of that sci-fi aspect, as opposed to it being more of a strict fantasy with some sci-fi elements. This is, I think, a science fiction series in and of itself, and while some of the science fiction things may feel like fantasy, it is more science fiction. And I really like that that's, you know, a departure from what NK has done previously with her other works, with the exception of, you know, obviously Far Sector, where that was a graphic novel completely science fiction based. So really liked this one. I think that some of the issues I did have were so minuscule that they almost could have been completely written off. I think that the overall ending was a little anticlimactic in some ways, but I do appreciate what was being done within it, so I feel like I can kind of write that off and be like, okay, it makes sense, it's understandable why it was so anticlimactic. But I can't also say that I wasn't a little bit disappointed in some ways about that. I felt like there was going to be a little bit more of a bang, and it was kind of like a kind of thing. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, especially if you've read the duology with us. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed the NK Jemisin read-along that we did in 2023. And I hope that if you did, you'll come and hang out with us for the next read-along I'll be doing over the majority of 2024, which will be going over the Witcher series. I have an announcement video made for that you can go check out, but I hope you guys will join in on it with me, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to definitely be a little bit different than what we did with NK Jemisin. It's going to have a little bit more, I think, talks about what people enjoy about it versus what they enjoy about the game versus the show, all that stuff. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you'd like to be and would like to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.